Thanks for the support as a channel member, Comrift. Well, folks, we hit our points target from the last episode. This could be a fun season. Hello and welcome to part 76 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we face Middlesbrough and Portsmouth in the Championship. And I'm still not used to saying the Championship. As you can see, after 8 games, we're third in the league. Don't expect it to continue. We're already starting to slip a little bit. But these are the matches that we've had since you were last with me. We knocked Dulwich Hamlet out of the League Cup before getting knocked out ourselves on penalties by Barnsley. But we did manage to pick up wins against McDonald's. That's the one we expected to win or hoped to win. But also picking up a win against Derby was a massive result. That got us our 6 points from 6 games that kept us in line with the Kev ratio. But then we went and made it 9 points from 6 games with a win against Barnsley a couple of days after they'd beaten us away from home with an extra 10,000 people in the ground as well, it seems. But since then, 2 tough games away against Preston, at home against... In fact, Preston is a tough game because Preston are a team who are pushing for promotion. Bristol Rovers at home, that's the first real big disappointment of the season and a worrying sign of things to come because Bristol Rovers were rock bottom, and that is a problem. And it's a problem that I think is largely caused by the fact that we've now lost John Clark to injury as well. He is on the verge of coming back, but having already lost Terry Broadbent, 2 very important and influential midfielders, missing. Finlay Thorndyke also injured as well. We signed him at the end of the last episode. He didn't impress them, but he has impressed since. 3 goals from his first 7 games, but he's now also unavailable. This is going to be the first game that he misses, but he's been an important part of some of these games that we've picked up results in. You can see him grabbing a goal in the win against Derby, grabbing a goal in the first minute in the draw against Preston as well. So I'm a little bit worried that we're on the verge of being found out. We'll know more by the end of this episode. Even if we do, the fact that we managed to get 16 points on the board from the first 8 games is massive. We've got a target this season of 50 points. It's all about just staying in the league. We're well ahead of the Kev ratio. So I'm all right at the moment. Ask me again in 20 minutes. We're going with Hardy in goal, a back 4 of Barnes, Kitching, Hewson and Lastra, Hernandez and Arnautovic in midfield, Fitzpatrick, Grayson and Mejia behind Pavlov up front. This is Grayson's first start since that first game of the season when he looked so good. But then, of course, we brought the new guy, Thorndyke, in over his head. And he's had a couple of substitute appearances since then, but never really shone the way he did on that first day of the season. So I'm hoping that he comes back into the team today and is awesome and shows me that I never needed to bring Thorndyke in the first place. I think it is a little bit ambitious, me doing the I expect to win team talk, but looking at the league, we are above Middlesbrough in the league. They've got Bedwell in their team at left back, who of course was on loan with us. It was with us, wasn't it, in non-league to legend. I'm pretty sure Bedwell isn't a real player and was on loan with us earlier in this save. That's a lovely last-ditch tackle from Lastra. That's what you spend £125,000 on to make him your all-time most expensive player. Fitzpatrick on the left-hand side does brilliantly to keep that ball in and set up a shooting opportunity for himself, and it's held on to by the Middlesbrough keeper, but excellent football from Fitzpatrick. Talking about one former top-quality, loaney left-back in Bedwell, and we've obviously got 2 on the pitch today in Barnes and Fitzpatrick. We'll never sign a permanent left-back. It's not our style. Poor old Mark Sheffield was just shaking his head out on loan at wherever he is. Ford has just scored for them. It was a decent finish as well. We'll have a look at it from the other angle. It feels a little against the run of play, and this is what I mean about worrying just a little that we might be on the verge of being found out, because it's been kind of a theme of my teams over the years when they struggle. When we struggle, the fact we play such a high line does cost us in situations like that, and you saw it again there. And if stuff like that continues, then we're going to have to start rethinking the tactic, and that's when I mess everything up. Hernandez, looking for options, can't really find any, ends up giving it to Arnautovic, and between the 2 of them, the 2 young central midfielders have done really well to come away with the ball there. Fitzpatrick showing some incredible skill again to skip past his marker. That guy's a left back. I don't know why. I don't think anyone's ever going to play him as a left back. Surely it's like the situation we had with Ryan Sessegnon with Tottenham in non-league to legend. He's too good at doing stuff like that to be playing at left back. And unlike what I did with Sessegnon, mainly because I've got a really good other option at left back in the shape of Barnes, I've noticed that Fitzpatrick should probably be playing further forward, and I'm playing him there, much to the displeasure of Querrell, who hasn't played a game yet this season, because this guy has been doing so well. He's been the best player on the pitch so far today. The average rating wouldn't tell you that, because I guess it's because he's missed a couple of chances and that costs him more than the little sparks of skill that he used to create the chances gain him points. But I think he's had a good game. Lastra on the overlap here, time to pick his cross, but didn't really get the job done. Mejia, I would say there's a call for a penalty there. It looked like a tackle from behind, but Hernandez plays it back to Kitching and it goes all the way back to Hardy in goal. There's a minute and a half left in this half, and an equaliser just before half-time would be lovely. Hernandez plays it out to Barnes on the overlap, who was trying to slot it in for Fitzpatrick, who just didn't seem to make the run. I've got a question. Is someone holding him back there? Because why else would he not make the run? Hernandez now to Grayson. I like the tempo we're playing with at the moment. It feels like a goal is coming. Pavlov is in, and it's saved by their keeper. But we are creating some good chances now. I think we definitely deserve an equaliser before half-time. Fitzpatrick with the corner, can't find a Bourne player, but Hewson picks up the scraps, plays it back out to Fitzpatrick, who tried to cut it back, but their defender has just intercepted it. And if they score again here, it's very much a welcome to the championship moment where you've got to look at those stats and say, yes, we've by far and away been the better team, but they've just got that little bit of extra quality when it comes to finishing. Fitzpatrick again, proving to be dangerous, shoots from range. It's a lovely effort. I can't tell if that was a save or a post or what, but Fitzpatrick is looking so dangerous. There's got to be a goal coming. Right. I want a passionate team talk. We're not doing too badly. If everyone continues to work hard, we'll win this. I believe that. I believe if we have another half like that first one, we win this game because we are playing well. But we're just... I mean, poor old Fitzpatrick. We're going to have to take him off in a minute just because once ratings start to drop, they just start to get rubbish. Fitzpatrick with the corner, can't find a Bourne shirt again. Grayson's got it on the edge there. First we've really seen of him today, not having the same impact that he had in his first game. Kitching now, back to Hernandez. Hernandez has been involved in a lot. Sprays it out to Mejia, who's got Lastra behind him if he can play the ball back for a cross. There is Lastra. Cross comes in. Fitzpatrick's there and it's off the top of the crossbar again. How many more chances is that man going to get? He's getting into so many good positions. He's looking so threatening, but we're just not getting the breakthrough. There's now half an hour left of this game. I'm going to ask for some creativity before I make changes, and there's your welcome to the championship moment, because we have absolutely been the better team today, apart from the fact they've got that. They've got championship quality, and we've just got a good team that try hard, play with a high tempo, press a lot, but don't quite have that bit of quality that means you score a goal when you perhaps get that one chance a game and tuck it away. Their left wing has had one chance and scored. Our left wing has had 5 chances and has missed them all. And that's the difference. We are going to take Fitzpatrick off now. We're going to bring Husic on that left-hand side. In fact, no, we're not. We're going to bring Bruce on the left-hand side, and we're going to stick Husic up front like that. And we're going to go attack him because we've got to try and salvage something from this game because we have been the better team. Let's have 10 minutes of passion. But it's Middlesbrough again. Mejia is going to come away with the ball though, and a goal back here, and we can dream a little bit for the rest of the game. Bedwell's missed his challenge there, and Mejia is in behind him. Bedwell's doing his best to come back to cover. It falls to Bruce. Hernandez, he deserves that today. He's been excellent. He's been involved in everything at the base of that midfield, and that is an exceptional finish. What a goal from Emilio Jose Hernandez. And there is the goal back that we needed to give ourselves a little bit of a lifeline heading into the final 15 minutes of the game. What a goal. And now we push forward. We go for the win. Well, not the winner. We go for the equaliser that nobody could argue we don't deserve it. We have been good today. We just need a breakthrough. Right, who have we got on the bench who's going to give us that breakthrough? Scargill is the most attacking player we could bring on. We're bringing him on for Mejia. We've now got, well, 2 strikers on the pitch because we took Pavlov off. Creative. Come on, do something. 5 minutes left. We absolutely deserve an equaliser. Barnes is facing the wrong way there, but Grayson, this is his chance now to have that impact that he had in that first game. Grayson from range. The keeper sort of scuffs it into the crossbar and it bounces fortuitously for Middlesbrough, and we don't manage to get onto the end of any potential scraps that were in there, and we have been beaten. And we didn't deserve to be. And that's the second home game in a row where we've played against a team, outplayed them, but come away with nothing to show for it. And this is what I mean about us maybe starting to get found out. Let's not panic yet. Let's go and play Portsmouth. Right, just one change for the Portsmouth game. Bruce comes into the midfield ahead of Arnautovic. I've not given him a chance in central midfield yet. He's played all of his games so far playing on that left-hand side. And theoretically, if we look at the star rating, in central midfield, he's as good as these other players that we've got. Hernandez has looked really good. Arnautovic struggling at the moment to be the kind of player we expected him to be. Probably because he doesn't yet speak any English, which is usually the case. He's learning English at the moment. Once he's mastered English, I do expect him to come good, but he's not quite there yet. So let's see if Bruce, with a little bit more experience, offers us something a little bit different in a very young central midfield. We've seen how good Hernandez can be. Clark was fantastic alongside him until he got injured, and we're really missing Clark. So hopefully Bruce can step up into that Clark role and offer us something a little bit different. In fact, let's do the calm underdogs team talk, because Portsmouth away is a game that, looking at the matches ahead of time the way I do and trying to plan how many points and where we're going to pick up points in a 6-game block, Portsmouth away is one of those where we're kind of budgeting for a defeat here, so anything we do get is a bonus. But I'm not going to be too disappointed if we come here and get beaten, because there were definitely more winnable games in this block of 6 than this one would have been. The problem is we've lost 2 of them. Bruce has done well here though, finds Fitzpatrick, and once again he's in a position to put us ahead in a football match and doesn't. And I'm now starting to question, is he getting the chances because it's him and he's good and it's only him who would get the chances and we can't really fault him for missing them? Or if we put Querol in there, or if we played Husic there, would he be getting the same chance? Would they be getting the same chances and maybe scoring them? It's really difficult to say, because Querol, I think, only scored like 5 or 6 goals last season. He wasn't a constant threat from the left wing the way Fitzpatrick appears to be. But there's no use being a constant threat if that's all you are, a threat that doesn't actually have any end product. Oh, perhaps that's why he's a left back. After all that talk, perhaps that's why he's a left back. Mejia plays it forward, looking for Fitzpatrick again, who once again is probably going to threaten and then do nothing with it. There you go. That's exactly what he did. Grayson to Bruce, and Bruce is fouled there, and we pick up a free kick, not in a particularly dangerous area, but apparently Bruce is the one who gets, I don't think he got the yellow card for that, but no booking even, so it's a bit of a weird thing to show us. If you're not going to show us the free kick and there was no booking or anything, why do we even see the foul? Grayson, lovely pass to Lastra, who's got Mejia inside of him, but he's decided to run on past him, trying to get the cross in himself. Lastra does get the cross away. There is Mejia, and there's the goal. A 4th goal of the season for Mejia, who has been very, very good as an inside forward on this right-hand side. Kind of the opposite situation to Fitzpatrick. Disappears for long portions of the game where we're in danger of forgetting he's there, to the point where I gave Murray a run of 3 or 4 games in the team relatively recently. But what he is a goal scorer. 4th goal of the season now for him. I think puts him down as our current top scorer. If we had some way of mushing those 2 players together, so we had a constant goal threat who gets in good positions, looks awesome and scores goals, I mean, what we'd have there is a Premier League player, and he wouldn't be at Bourne. So it's the same old thing again, that players who are going to play for us, there's always going to be something wrong with them. whether it's they're young and unpolished like Pavlov and Arnautovic, and they might get good, or they can't finish like Fitzpatrick, or they're just flair players who are in and out of the game like Mejia, or they're injury prone like Clark seems to be. He got injured a few times last year as well. And there's always going to be a reason they're playing at this level rather than playing in the Premier League. And I guess we just have to kind of deal with it. Fitzpatrick, though, is coming off. We're going to bring Husic on. Grayson also not having a very good game. We don't really have anyone we could push forward. What I could do is try and use my tactical nous, because I've got loads of that. Bring Arnautovic on to maybe just play in there as a ball-winning midfielder on support. So he's not... And then, in fact, what we could do then is get him into his natural role, maybe drop him back, have him do that, and everyone's playing in a position they're a little bit more comfortable in, apart from Arnautovic. So you could argue, stick him in between them and have him doing that. Is that stupid, or might that work? I can hear the comment section cheering that this is what I should have done all along when we couldn't find an attacking midfielder. But I guess we drop back to balanced rather than positive if we're doing this. Let's see how this looks. All it's really done in the grand scheme of things is take off Grayson, who hadn't had a good game, and fill up the middle of the midfield a little bit more. Pavlov's in, but of course doesn't have anyone supporting him now without Grayson, and he's a good 15 yards ahead of any player who could have been up there with him there, which might be an issue with doing this. Husic takes the corner. Pavlov's there, but couldn't quite get a connection on it. Hewson picks up the scraps on the edge of the area. Lastra looking to find Husic again, but can't find him. And I think we're probably going to bring Scargill on as a final change, because Pavlov also not having a particularly good game. And what I will do is put Husic up front rather than Scargill, because I think Husic is the man more likely to take Pavlov out of the team than Scargill is. Corner floated in from Scargill, can't beat the first defender for Portsmouth, and now they've got a counter-attack here. Lastra can't get the tackle in, and that's left us in trouble. Another missed tackle. Hardy's there, though, just being Hardy. Oh, look, no one can tackle this guy. Don't worry. I'll save it, because that's what I do. Arnautovic using all 6'5" of him to head that clear. He's missed the header completely there, though. You're 6'5", for goodness sake. You shouldn't be missing any headers. Luckily, it hasn't cost us. And we've got the ball. 5 minutes to go. It's Hardy with a free kick from inside our penalty area. Bruce looking to play the ball over the top to Husic. Finds him, and it's a good effort from Husic that forces a save out of the Portsmouth keeper. This is their end where they have all the bells and ding-a-ling stuff up there, isn't it? The massive... that it doesn't have a second tier in it, does it? It's just one big... I forget what that end's called. It is quite impressive, as much as I've had a couple of bad experiences at away games at Portsmouth. The only place I've been pelted with coins. I do remember that in full flow with the bells going is quite impressive. But we've just beaten Portsmouth away from home. What a weird episode, because that is a game we expected to lose and we've won. The other one we kind of expected to lose but then should have won and we lost it. And the end result is 10 games in, we've got 19 points. We're hovering around the playoff spots and we're having a massively overachieving season again. And Clark is fit again soon. Happy, happy days. Right, let's jump another half dozen or so games forward, which brings us to somewhere around here. And again, I mean, there's no easy games coming up here. I know Villa are bottom of the league, but they're still Villa. They were relegated from the Premier League last year. They're just struggling they're looking for an opportunity like playing us to get themselves into some kind of form. Sheffield Wednesday we know can be tough. Stoke, Brentford, Huddersfield, Bournemouth. I mean, I could see us getting 0 points from these next 6 games. If we can find a way to nab 6 points again, I think at that point we could almost declare ourselves safe. But I think it's going to be a struggle. Let's see what happens, I guess. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.